are aliens real? Everybody agrees that the mathematics are universal, right?
Of course.
It's the universal law. Like everything that happens in existence has some sort of mathematical correlation, right? So
Absolutely.
using math alone, right? We live in a universe that everybody agrees is infinite. There's no end to it, right?
Right.
So there's literally an unimaginable, like a number that's so big and so sweeping and so crazy. This number of galaxies, and each one of these galaxies has millions or thousands or who knows how many planets inside of it. I mean, our galaxy could be a tiny little baby galaxy that's not even. I mean, it is. I mean, it's not even. It doesn't even register on the scope of the universe. And just think about how big our galaxy is. And as far as we know, there's galaxies out there that dwarf that make ours look like a speck of dust, like and just an empty nothingness. You know.
That's why if you're caught with the whole Jesus factor and you think we've only been around for X amount of thousands of years, you're missing it. This is infinite and it's going to go on forever in some kind of capacity. So it's just intriguing, man. And I think the deeper you dig, man, the more and more intriguing it gets, and the more the story makes sense, and the more it's just, it's incredible.
Well,
I put it this way: I don't believe in the Big Bang Theory anymore. I don't believe in that theory. I believe in an alien type. Something came here, brought something here, and cultivated this planet. Literally.
I think that the universe had to have always existed. Like there's no like what came first.
How do you answer that though? I'm just going to be the dick. How do you answer that? Because what happens? How does nothing come from something? Does that make sense?
Exactly. Well, exactly that, and I don't know, like because the scope of that is beyond what we can even understand. Like because everything in humanity is based off limitations. Like my understanding of how this computer works is based off of what I know its limitations are.
Of course, great point.
And you can't possibly know the limitations of time and space and dimension and existence and you know, you mentioned Jesus. You can't even know, like, if and I'm not going to debate whether or not God is real, but if you even know, like, if you believe in God, like, there's no possible way that you can even begin to fathom what God is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like so my thing is this: is like, let's say the common perception or the common accepted theory is the Big Bang Theory, and you mentioned that. So let's talk about that for a second.
Sure.
So it boils down to specks of cosmic dust and debris. They mixed up, they reacted, they exploded, they created this infinite universe. And my question would be, which is what you stated this earlier, where did that dust come from? You know what I'm saying? So
I'll say this much. I believed in the Big Bang Theory because I didn't want to believe in the Jesus theory. So that was like a default. I just believed that. You know what I mean? Like, much if you don't like Bernie Sanders, you like Donald Trump. You know how people fall in that little paradigm. Sure. I was a paradigm, so I didn't really know the difference at the time of.
Oh, well, and we froze up again for a second. On the last thing I got was that the Bernie Sanders versus Donald Trump.
I already lost my train of thought.
Well, no, I understand what you're saying, but let me ask you this question. Now, putting religious fanaticism aside,
sure,
why can't Jesus and science coexist? Like, why can't God exist in a world where science is true?
This is the problem. It's this goddamn book. When you read that book and you read what's in that book, if you can't look at it and say some of it's meant to be taken literal and some of it's meant not to be. You can't look at it that way. It's either it's a book. You follow all to the word, and your God hates fags people. That's legitimately the people that follow that to the fucking word, right? Or you're the opposite. You're just your average Christian that goes on the holidays and some random Sundays when they feel up to it. What's the connection between the two, right? Like they're like what's the belief system in between the two? So even just religion as a whole, it's such a deeper conversation. So sure. What groups are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like, am I answering that? You know,
well,
right?
Sure. And I think too, what a lot of people they don't grasp too, that like any Judeo-Christian religion started off as a study of Gnosticism. And what Gnosticism, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but what it is it's just like the it's basically, it's like knowledge is the way to get to God, right? So so through gnosis you understand God, right? So
Okay.
when people wrote these books, they were being taught from a Gnostic viewpoint. So that viewpoint was not that you can go move a mountain. That was not the viewpoint. The viewpoint was the moral behind the story. The story, what that means